Before Netflix, before YouTube, before Instagram Reels, there was radio. Growing us, many of us had grandparents or parents who would immediately recognize a radio voice before they recognize a face. In those days, radio wasn't competing with 100 hours. It was storyteller, it was the news reader and the entertainer, sometimes even a friend. For years, a voice has traveled through the airways, reaching homes, cars, and countless listeners. But today, we are turning into the story behind the voice. Welcome to Dastan.
Introducing Mrs. Shantala, who works as an RJ and newsreader in Akashvani and a stage anchor.
Hello, nice to meet you, Shivani. All the best for your Dastan.
Thank you. Okay. So let's start with the opening question.
Definitely.
Before we talk about radio, broadcasting, and Akashvani, I'd like to start at the beginning. If we rewind the tape a few years ago, who was the person behind the microphone?
Oh my God, that's a really good opening question. Actually, I was a very shy, timid, middle-class, mediocre girl who was like so much behind, had a stage fear. I could never, grow up to be someone who is a voice behind the millions of people who listen. So I was very timid, shy girl who grew up to be a voice. So during our era in the 80s, we did not have televisions. We only had radios, and that was a luxury. And we grew up listening to radio, and it had made me so much impact, like slow and steady, one step, one step, one step. I reached. So before anything, I was a shy, timid girl.
So proud of who you are right now.
Definitely.
So yeah. Okay. Most of us only hear the final broadcast. We have never seen what happens behind the mic, behind when the mic turns on. So can you walk through us your typical day in Akashvan from the moment you enter the station and the moment
Yeah, that's really impactful because we all see the glamour. Okay, we all see the final version, but before the final version, like how it will be, I will narrate both how I do it as a newsreader and how I do it as an archer. So, as a newsreader, when I go to the station, I go 2 hours early. So, what I'll have is like the editor will be having the news of the day. So, like he will be editing, she or she will be editing the news. So that we also get audio files. Okay, so as a newsreader, I have to edit all those audio files and make it appropriate within 20 to 30 seconds and edit it, which should go on air during the live sessions. Okay, so we also before going, we practice at home. The objectivity of the news is very, very important. You cannot just go without some emotions and putting. You have to be objective in reading the news. So we go early and we prepare for the news. We read it loud so that few news, it should go like, it's not like the private channel where you can exaggerate. It is like in a neutral tone so that it reaches everyone, all the audience. That's how. And then, we prepare because there will be new words, new sentences, or new places which we are not aware of. We take out Google, we learn their pronunciation, and we go ahead with that in the news reading. When coming to the RJ, we prepare one day ahead. So if I have to reach the station at 5 p.m., I have to be there 4 p.m. itself because my transmission will be from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. Before that, I know the events, like what all the events and what are the shows I have to put up. So I have to be prepared for that with a theme. So what I am going to speak, the research, and read the books, make some points, and be prepared for it, and even also take out the songs which suits to that theme, make a playlist. It's behind it's a lot of work, and we also have few sheets seconds to second it runs, so it has to run like this only. Then you have a promos, then you have advertisements which should on spots which should go on at the time. So behind it's not so easy. It's like a lot of mountainous task or a Herculean task which we go through in Akashvani.
So, as you just now said, media is not as glamorous as we think. What's the reality of the industry that surprises us? Like, we might assume that as people think, even as content creation, all we do is just put up the camera and then we just start speaking about it. But that's not true. So, what's the reality or what's the misconception of media which like people
have no purpose. First of all, as I said, this is not glamour. So glamour is there only when it is the final. Behind it, there is lot of work pressure. There is lot of tension, lot of deadlines to be met, speed, accuracy with seconds. You have to be so at 6:30 the news has to go. You have to wind up your show before 6:30, and there should be no space. When the listener is listening in a car or in a tailor shop or any hotel, restaurant, if they have switched on to the FM, they should not feel the space. Like I'm doing a show at the news should go at 6:30, and my show should complete at 6:29, and the air should go. The speed, accuracy, and deadlines are the most thing which you feel in the media. So which is not shown to the front people. So that is so much. So it's actually an emotion, whatever the emotions you carry, you cannot show it. Like for example, so I'm not feeling well, I'm not good, I have emotional burden at home. I cannot go and present it. I have to be objective, I have to be neutral. And if I'm doing a better job, I have to be so always cheerful. I cannot show my emotions. I have to hide my emotions. That's the main task.
So, as the saying goes, it's a military saying which says that being 5 minutes early is being on time, and being on time is considered being late. So, that's a very appropriate clause which we can put up here.
Right.
So, as you just said, that you can't miss time, and then there's a lot of work pressure, and there are lakhs of listeners listening to you. Can you recall a moment where something almost went wrong, and then how do you handle it?
Oh my God. Okay. So when I started, there are many things. First, I take an effect, what happened in it. I had to interview, how you are interviewing me. So I have to interview that, Shivangi, everything goes live. We don't have recorded program. If something goes wrong, it is a wrong. There is no looking back. So what happened? I was interviewing a person who was speaking with me. So we started and it was on live. We started speaking, and in the break I had to play a song. After I played the song, again I had to interview. So what happens, there are a lot of fader operations, and when I started interviewing, I just put on the fader of mine, the anchor, and I forgot to put up the fader of the interviewer person. Okay, so what I just put out the fader on me, and I started asking him questions, and he was answering the questions, and it went blank, almost 1.5 to 2 minutes on air. And all of a sudden when I realized, oh my God, the interviewer's mic is not on and it's a live. It was a blunder on my part. So it was 1.5 minutes, and I just put out the fader, and I said, extremely sorry for the technical glitch, and we will be continuing it. You have to make up that, and I have to apologize the listeners for the technical glitch happened from my side, but it should also not show that you have done the mistake. So that was one part in FM. So every day is a new learning goal. It's not someday it's the same routine, right? And what happens in the news you have to finish in 10 minutes. And what happens they have the one should be there, the bulletin is with you, and the editor would have told all these news should go, headlines should go, and all those things. So what happens in once and as I told you, we edit the bites. And when reading the news, if there is a CM's audio, after reading, we will put his voice. Now he has said something, and we have to pull out the fader. So when I was reading the headlines, by mistakenly I have put the fader of someone speaking, some politician speaking, because headline music should go background. When I was reading the headline, Akashvani, what they do. So the headline music should go, but instead of that, I pulled the fader of the mic of some politician speaking. Again, it was a mistake. So such blunders happen, and there's no room for coming back and no looking back when you're in life. So everyone have to be so alert there.
So, no matter how wrong it goes, you have to apologize and keep going, moving forward. So
Yeah.
that's
Right. And in FM, at least I can apologize. But when news reading session is going on for 10 minutes, the 10 minutes is equal to the work of 6 hours of all the editors and all the copywriters, everyone who are behind it. If something goes wrong, they all will be held responsible because of my mistake. So, and some mistakes are so much I know a word, but I fumble that word. I feel that it's so easy, but I fumble that word 2 times, 3 times, and it's a terrible mistake. As a newsreader, I shouldn't do that.
So, as you said, FM and then radio and then let's go with news reading. So, of course, people are going to call up and then say, I want to speak to you or how it goes on. So, throughout all the stories you have covered and people you have met, there must be some story that you remind even like after years you're going to remind. So, is there any story that you would like to share with your audience?
Human nature and human psychology is that there will be so many people who appreciate, and there will be so many people who are cribbing for, right? So there are so many people like appreciate you for all your good things, and there are people who pull you down even for your good things. So what was it?
Yeah, it's okay. What has taught you about like the human nature? Like as you were talking about psychology of humans, that's very true. Which is said like you can do 9 rights and 1 wrong, and people are going to remember 1 wrong, which is
That's what you get both the appreciation and this. So what is that is people who are so angry on like their voice needs to be heard. As a RJ, I feel their voice, why they are angry is their voice or their expectations have not been met. So being there as an RJ, my work is to be empathetic towards them, like towards compassionate, their voice to be heard. So I feel I have seen a very obsessive listener who always sends message in the FM whenever I do the shows or something like that, and he sends some trivias about some actress or something. If I don't tell that person's name, he gets so agitated that he writes the letter to the director of the station that so-called RJ is a very very one-sided RJ. She does the favoritism and all those things. He does mention it, and he literally writes the message in my group, and he writes and he says this RJ is such a favorite. So she did not favoritism. She did not read my name or she did not tell my opinion. At the same time, there are many who appreciate it. So that's what it means.
just human nature.
That's human nature.
Goes on that. So media then versus now. So like you have witnessed the transition from traditional broadcasting to like digital world where people go want to like spend money on the newspaper, just open the news and then you get the news. So looking back, what is the biggest change in Indian media that it's like over the last decade? What's something majorly important that has changed?
Okay, if I have to tell media then and now is there are 2 things which one is speed.
Okay.
Then and now, speed and fragmentation. Then for
What's
instance, I tell you what is first. Speed is that you can view the news whenever you want, you can view the information whenever you want, everything is in your hand. But it is all fragmented. You don't get everything in. For example, if we had to listen to the news during our days, media back then, we had some particular time. At 7:40 regional news, 8:10 is national news, and then this news, that news. So we were so fragmented in 10 minutes of news. The whole things without exaggerating, with objectivity, without bombarding, without sensitizing it, without sexualizing something, it was presented as if something has happened and presented. And everything we got it in 1 week. In 10 minutes, regional, national, state, international, politics, sports, everything is now it is fragmented. You get 1 bit of political things will go on for a whole day. It's very fragmented. Or if there is a wedding of some personality or celebrity, it goes on. So it's like you get worked up seeing one fragmented news for the whole day. So it's up to you. So what I feel is like speed, it's too much. And the fragmentation, it's scattered. You don't get everything compiled. But still, this Akashvani news and Doordarshan news, if you watch, they also suggest if you are taking any competitive exams like IAS or any exam, they suggest all suggest that you should watch Hollywood and Akashvani news because it is objective, it is news, it's just the news without the spices and perfect information with authentication, reliable and accurate. So that's what I feel now and then. Now it is fragmented, no depth. Then it was, time was fixed, it was going, but it was depth. If you heard the news for 10 minutes, it will remain in your head for a long time. Now it's so much, it's all horizontal knowledge, no depth in the knowledge. All the news, if I ask you what happened in few days ago, you barely remember what happened because it's all scattered and fragmented. So you don't have the depth. You know it, but not in the depth. So that's what I feel media then and now.
So yeah, as you talked about that, when we talk about media and the news, it's very exaggerated. But let's talk about the emotional aspect. So like, it's very common for you to talk about like deaths and then like casualty. So how do you control emotion? Because especially in someone who is working in Akashvani, where emotion is like, I mean, it is a human nature to have emotion. But then when you talk about other news channels, one point is exaggerated to a point where we get fed up about it. But it goes, it's very like factual, like very practical now. So how do you control your emotion when you say the news about like deaths, casualty and so on?
Yeah, that's what we have been trained also. Like, you know, you have to present news just as a presenter. You are not supposed to put your emotions behind it because there will be many thousands and millions of listeners listening to the news, not just 1 or 2%. So, for the death news, obviously, I cannot be cheerful in my voice. I will just lower my voice because it's a death and it is like, you know, so it's, I cannot express an emotion. The voice can reach and it can be heard and it can be seen. If I say voice can be seen, they will know, like, you know, yes, it's a scientist. But, you know, that should not be overstimulated. Objectifying something is not good. But you have to be very composed and poised, even in presenting such voice.
So now let's talk about current generation. Today we have podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and endless like content option. But radio has like survived. What is radio doing right? Like the other platforms are doing wrong. Like
no, nothing like that. I feel podcasts and whatever, like, you know, videos are very great. But why radio still has an impact is if I have to tell, because it takes years and decades to build that trust. For example, if some people are listening to a particular station, for example, there are many stations like even private stations nowadays, but if some people are listening to a particular station, it is years of decades of building the trust or the taste they have. The future generation will have a taste towards the new things, but still the majority of generation, they love a certain section or the space of some station. They like this section, or even the old song section and such section. They have that. But videos and podcasts are great. But you know what makes radio valuable is videos you can watch it private, but radio goes right. And when it is said on news, millions of people listening together at the same time, which cannot be, rewinded or we cannot pause and rewind and see. It is not happening in radio. Once it's done, it's done. So it is a human connection. At one point of time, it still creates a special magic because you are listening, I am listening, you are going in a car, someone is doing the tailoring, someone is ironing. If you see, you are listening to the Akashvani or I watched, it's not just the city people. When I did the research or when I went, it's whole of the India or whole of the state. If I have to go to the regional one, when Iron Man, like he puts on the FM because it's real, authentic, and whatever the news he gets is fine. He don't have time for exaggeration. He really wants to know what just happened. What just happened? We don't use opinions about some news. If I have to put any news, either it will only use the opinions of the anchor or of the channel. But here it is no news and opinion. We just present what happened. It is up to you. Whether you take it in a positive, negative, it is up to you. We just present the news as a news. What is news? News is just what happened, the information. So why it is so important? Whether you are an program listener or a news reader or anything is, because you present some news or a show and it will reach millions of people. A Pani Puri wala is making Pani Puri and listening to FM. And there are some, I have heard there are some farmers who put the news, music on their PCs and they were working. So it has to reach not just the people, not just who are moving around in the car, but everyone who is listening, and for that section of people who just don't like to listen. There are many private channels which caters to younger generations and say and all. But it is only young generation is not so diverse. Like you have middle class, middle class, not so rich. Everyone also rich, one who loves literature, one who knows the systems, content, they all listen and they all listen in one point of time which cannot be defined by, you cannot go in. So listening at one time spontaneously to so many people makes an impact which these videos, reels and podcasts are great, really great. But this is impact.
So let's just I thought of the same Akashvani. So you know what's going on in this generation? Just because they can comment, they're going to comment on it. So you can present the news as fact it is, but your opinion may not be the same, and you may not even comment on it. But then this generation is not going to agree. They're going to keep cross questioning you, they want your opinion on it. And if you don't tell your opinion, you become anti-Indian even though you're presenting the faction news. So any thoughts on the topic? I said
See, yeah, actually, we cannot call someone not patriotic because I did not comment on it. Because as a TV worker or as a radio artist, you are not supposed to present your views and opinions. Because I just have been told to stick on to the rules of the station. So I can just only present it. If someone has to comment on it, so for all the comments and opinions, if we bother, we cannot see in the life. So just what do you say for your generation? Just do that and okay, then it's done. It's done. It's done. Your opinion should not affect my emotions. So just let us just.
So if we're having this conversation in 10 years from now, what do you think the radio and broadcasting will look like? So what's the future of radio?
Okay, so you only radio or public broadcasting is still because you just want to say about the radio.
Anything is fine. Your opinion on after 10 years in the future, what's going to be?
Yeah, see why I say whether it's videos, podcasts, reels or anything, even after 10 years, radio will be impactful. One is because the radio is always evolving and has evolved. Now radio people listen through apps. Radio is technologically built up. How many podcasts or innumerable videos might be there, but that human connection, human touch, where not an AI, but a person is responding to your emotions, and someone is listening to those emotions that cannot be built by anyone at a point of time. So radio will be impactful, will be magical because there is a human who is sitting so much nowadays who is connecting with the audience. Listening to our radio and it's really magical life.
So let's go back in time. So imagine you're 18 years old again, standing at the beginning of your career with all the opportunity available today. So let's say you still have AI and everything, but then you're 18, back to 18. So would media still be your first choice?
Yes, definitely media is the first choice because if you are in a media, if you like the media, that means you are a person who like human collective, right? So why media is every day is the new thing. Like whatever you have done yesterday, it's over. It's like a stale fish. Media is every second is new, every day is new. So I always choose media because every day is a new learning over there. Okay, I have done some technical course, and I think the rest of my life is no, it's not. But media, every day, whatever I have done the show yesterday, I cannot do the same short thing. I have to learn, forgive, and move on. So obviously, whatever it is, media will be my priority, even now and even then.
So now let's talk about opportunity for young creators, because right now every young creator is chasing views and followers. What opportunity do you think they're ignoring that could actually create long-term success? What's some maybe hobby or something, a specialization that can do that they can help their future?
what happens is nowadays everyone are behind analytics. So like they see how many views, how many comments, how many likes, how many people it has reached. Everyone wants to be a creator, but to be a creator, what is like it takes a long time and it takes consistency. You have to do your research, you have to be good with your facts. Some days it will be very low, but some one video or one thing will make you very famous, it will go viral. But you always have to be consistent with your few days, it will not run at all. But you are learning, relearning, and making making the notes of it. Always be consistent in your spelling.
So consistency is the key. Yeah, that's so. And then not blame yourself. So there's a quote which goes, "You don't blame the moon when it doesn't shine every day. You can't have a full moon every day. So when it's your time to shine, you shine."
Yes. Yeah. The sun and moon will shine on its own ways. Don't be in a hurry. Like, okay, I know I'm going to be viral today. So it takes years of time to build up. They say that a journey to the 1,000 miles begins one step. So it's okay that, I just put one step. That's okay. Some people, as you said, some will shine very quickly. For me, like it took so many years to go into the media. But only thing is, never lose the hope. Like, okay, let's try. Keep trying something, but you will shine.
So if you can erase one misconception people have about media, like what would it be? Something like people assume that this is what happens in this field, like one major misconception.
Misconception would be like not just glamour and girls. It is not at all glamour and girls. It is dance. Okay, it's pressure, it's the budget, it's the tension which goes around. People think, video is very glamorous. No, it is not glamorous. Only those who are in front, they are glamorous. Behind it, the myth is like, behind there will be many people who is fighting all through the night, and that's the misconception they will do.
So we have to change our mindset about media is just being glamorous and putting just stuff on the camera. Okay. If I took away two of these forever and you could only stay with one for staying informed, news, podcast and social media, what would that be and why?
I do news.
So you would want news and then take away the other?
Yeah. I would like to choose the news because what is the base for your podcast? What is the base for any of the viral videos? It's the core information, right? Where do you get the core information? Huge factual. That's the news, right? So you have to know what's happening around. Then only you can build your content. Then only you can do your podcast. You have to know the facts, the figures. So then only you can build whatever. You can build an empire on the facts. So you cannot build something on podcast. Like you can build something, many things in the podcast. But I always choose news because news is the foundation to build anything you want.
Is that because your career is in media or is it just a general?
It's a general perspective for everyone, whether working on technological field, whether you are a science, everything is news, right? Science, technology, politics, everything is all the information, right? Now the major thing is communication and information.
So a lot of young people dream of entering media, but don't know where to begin or like what to start with. What's one skill they should start building today that will still matter to the customer?
Communication. What I say is they should focus on communication. Very important. And as I told, one is taking the information and how to communicate. You have to record your own voice. If you are a journalist, you have to keep writing it. If you are a TV presenter, how do you present yourself? Record it, see it, edit it. So you have to learn the technology, you have to learn the editing. Then the major thing is communication. Because many AI can replace many work, but this communication, especially with the human touch, AI cannot replace it. The emotions AI cannot replace it. So I think they have to go for the whatever the field they want. They want to build a career in media. Please improve your communication. How you connected with the thousands of people, crores of people being empathetic. Communication being with empathy.
So you also said you were a shy person. So how did being shy and then being like now in front of thousands speaking, what did it change or how did it change?
So, there is always the urge that, being in a, what do you say, a small town, we had the urge that, going to the stage was only so fearful. We had the urge that, one step at a time, I need to reach that stage one day. Hold the mic, it takes courage. It takes courage. Apart from being, what you say, the biggest fear then, there is also called the stage fear. You have to overcome. There are two fears. One is the fear of death itself, and the next is the stage fear. To overcome the stage fear, you have to be courageous. Take one step at a time. It's not like when you go on here like so. No, your heart is pounding. And it takes calmness. Okay, let me calm down. And when your heart is pounding, you should not show it to the audience. It's so important. But you have to take a first step somewhere. Your heart will count, but you have to take a step. It's a small step. The first day, if you go and say hello, it's a great thing, and you enable your friends clap for it. That's like a major thing. So next you say two sentences. Next three sentences, then you mirror yourself and write, record. That's how we do.
So until and unless it's not death, anything can be overcome.
So true. I agree.
So you spent years communicating with people across the country. Imagine you were given 1 minute on every radio station in India and every young person was listening. What would you say to them?
Is this the final question?
Yes.
Because it's a very start small. Start small. Don't be like celebrity or something. Start small because we all build it one step. And always have a good communication. Don't go behind fame. So you will shine wherever you want. Start slow and keep going. Every meaningful journey takes a long time. Okay, sun and moon will shine on its own time. So keep it's like I feel becoming better every day. Become the better version of yourself, and most importantly, reading the scriptures, reading the newspaper, reading the magazines is very important. The base is reading. Reading is knowledge, and to listen to the news, listen to the podcast and everything. And also, the world does not need another copy of someone else. Read the best version of you. So keep on shining. Doesn't be mine. So because world has many celebrities, but any competition, be yourself.
Thank you, Mrs. Sharmala, for joining us on Task.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Shivani.